Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to another Read Aloud. We're going to read another chapter from Frog and Toad. Before we get started, you have a worksheet today that asks these two questions. I made it myself because sometimes I like to do that. Remember, we are looking at the message of the story. And some of you said for the last one, Down the Hill, that the message is you need to take chances. I loved reading about that. That is a great message to take away from that because remember, Toad was nervous and he was scared, but then he did it and he kind of had fun, then he went home. Great job there. Today you're going to listen close and tell me what's the message, and then I want you to try to make a connection. So I think this story really works for what we're going through now, and I just want you to think about that. So remember, when you talk about the message, you aren't talking about the characters in the story. I'm not going to say the message is Toad was scared to go down the hill on the sled, but then he did it and was happy. That's what happened. The message is take chances in your life. Don't be so nervous. That's the message. I don't say Toad's name. So you are really speaking generally with the message. So it's hard, but practice it and listen close. Dad behind the camera.
Hello, kids.
Toad. I gotta warm up. Every time I have to warm up. Toad. I love reading these to you.
Little lower.
Harmonize with me, Dad.
Oh, lower.
He's got the lower voice. That's all right. I have the higher voice. All right, ready? The Corner is the title of this chapter. Remember, listen for the message and then make a connection. Frog and Toad were caught in the rain. They ran to Frog's house. I am all wet, said Toad. The day is spoiled. Have some tea and cake, said Frog. The rain will stop if you stand near the stove. Your clothes will be dry. Sorry, I had trouble there. So again, Toad is complaining. What else is new? All right. I will tell you a story while you're waiting, said Frog. Oh, good, said Toad. When I was small, not much bigger than a pollywog, said Frog, my father said to me, son, this is a cold, gray day, but spring is just around the corner. I wanted spring to come. I went out to find that corner. I walked down a path in the woods until I came to a corner. I went around the corner to see if spring was on the other side. So the father said, spring is just around the corner. And Frog said, oh, let me go look for it then. And he looked around the corner. I wonder if Frog understands what that means. And was it? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. There was only a pine tree, 3 pebbles, and some dry grass. I walked in the meadow. Soon I came to another corner. I went around the corner to see if spring was there. Did you find it? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. There was only an old worm asleep on a tree stump. So, Frog is telling Toad a story about how he was looking for spring around the corner. And remember, they're sad because it's bad weather and rainy. I walked along the river until I came to another corner. I went around the corner to look for spring. Was it there? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. There was only some wet mud and a lizard who was chasing his tail. You must have been tired, said Toad. I was tired, said Frog, and it started to rain. So we have more pictures here. Great camera work, Dad.
Thanks.
Are you listening close for the message?
Yep.
Okay, he's looking for spring. I wonder what we can take from it. I went back home, and when I got there, said Frog, I found another corner. It was the corner of my house. Kirby, did you go around it? Asked Toad. I went around that corner too, said Frog. What did you see? Asked Toad. I saw the sun coming out, said Frog. I saw birds sitting and singing in a tree. I saw my mother and father working in their garden. I saw flowers in the garden. So now the sun came out, and we're almost done. You found it, cried Toad. Yes, said Frog. I was very happy I had found the corner that spring was just around. Look, Frog, said Toad. You were right. The rain has stopped. Frog and Toad hurried outside. They ran around the corner of Frog's house to make sure that spring had come again. Now, that's the end of our story. So you may be thinking, Mr. K, what could the message possibly be? Well, spring could mean something bigger. So they're waiting for something and they're not happy, but they know it will get better, right? So think about it in that way. Like, things aren't the best, but we always know they'll get better. Maybe you can take a message there. Maybe there's a different message. I really can't wait to read what you say, and then make a connection. So that means, like, this reminds me of something, or this reminds me of another book, or this reminds me of something in my life or the outside world. So do those two things, post it to Dojo. Remember, you can take a video of yourself. You can print out my sheet and write it down, take a picture. You could type it right into Dojo and just say, the message is, I made a connection here. Any way you do it, make sure you post it. Have a great day and watch tomorrow.